So they took Jesus, and he went out bearing his own cross to the place called the place of a skull, which in Aramaic is called Golgotha. There they crucified him, and with him two others, one on either side and Jesus between them. Pilate also wrote an inscription and put it on the cross. It read, "Jesus of Nazareth, the King of the Jews." Many of the Jews read this inscription, for the place where Jesus was crucified was near the city, and it was written in Aramaic, in Latin, and in Greek. So the chief priests of the Jews said to Pilate, "Do not write the King of the Jews, but rather, this man said, 'I am the King of the Jews.'" Pilate answered, "What I have written, I have written." When the soldiers had crucified Jesus, they took his garments and divided them into 4 parts, one part for each soldier, also his tunic. But the tunic was seamless, woven in one piece from top to bottom. So they said to one another, "Let us not tear it, but cast lots for it to see whose it shall be." This was to fulfill the scriptures, which says, "They divided my garments among them, and for my clothing they cast lots." So the soldiers did these things. But standing by the cross of Jesus were his mother and his mother's sister, Mary, the wife of Clopas, and Mary Magdalene. When Jesus saw his mother and the disciple whom he loved standing nearby, he said to his mother, "Woman, behold your son." Then he said to the disciple, "Behold your mother." And from that hour, the disciple took her to his own home. It's impossibly difficult to imagine the agony that Abraham experienced step by step as he walked with Isaac, his son whom he loves, to Mount Moriah to sacrifice him there. As step by step and inch by inch, he contemplates the horror and the loss. This is certainly heightened by how intimate it is. Abraham is not like the hardened soldiers who avoid the connection. No, he walks there with his son, and he feels his breath smash against his face as he carries the wood for the sacrifice and asks, "Where is the offering? Where is the sacrifice for the burnt offering? Here is wood, and here is knife, and here is flame. But where, Father, is the sacrifice?" What Abraham fears step by step is not just the atrocity that he feels in his heart, but he feels loss. Loss not just of a son, but this son who God himself had promised him. this son destined for glory and great purpose. Abraham is trained, however, to desire what God desires. And as he gives over the best of his own love and hands it to God to have his will done, and God provides its sacrifice, then Abraham finds that he has received his son Isaac back more full than before. You could wonder, as they walk down from the mount, what now could be left between them? Wouldn't it be awkward? But no, now that they have both been handed over fully to God's will, now they belong to each other more fully and perfectly than ever before. And so it's difficult also, like Abraham, to imagine the agony of Mary as she follows her own son to the mount where her own child, destined for purpose and great glory, would be sacrificed and lost. As she, with other of the daughters of Jerusalem, feel his breath smash on her face, for the cross is only 6 inches off the ground. As she looks her bleeding son in the eye, she cannot ask the question that Abraham asks. She cannot wonder, where is the sacrifice, now that everything she has ever hoped for and prayed for in God's word has come true. And she knows it because she can feel it as the sword pierces her own heart also. She sees the wood and the blade and her son, the sacrifice, roasted in his father's wrath. And she surrenders her son to God's will to save all of us. And here in this third word from the cross, as Abraham received Isaac back safe and sound and full and whole, Mary receives not only a son, but in 3 short days she will receive her own son back as well. As the king that was long expected, as the son who has grown to maturity, as all of her hopes fulfilled and all of her dreams restored. And from that hour, her son will take her and all other mothers and sons into his own